Hi everyone, it's Andrew, Algorithmic Trading Tools and Strategies. In this video, I would like to tell you how to build a successful trading system. This video could be very interesting for the traders, for developers of the trading system, for people who is going to build their own trading system, people who are trying to automatization of the trading process, and for investor who is going to invest into trading robots. So I have more than 20 years trading experience and algorithmic trading strategies development more than 3 years. And on my YouTube channel you will find my robot, and I would like to share the information what you need to do, what obstacles, troubles on the course of robot development. So first of all, let us start how you're gonna trade. So how gonna trade? Because every moment there are buyers and sellers. Everyone thinking about own market direction, who is thinking about buy, who is thinking sell, so it's going up or down. So only we can make money if it's the difference between the time when we bought it and the price when we bought instrument or asset and we sell this asset. So we need like to buy for one price and to sell to another price. So if it is no the price changed, we can't get a profit. So this is a signal from my trading robot, by the way. It's if it's something going on the market, informing you. So only we can trade volatility. So if it's no volatility, it means no trading. So the robot must recognize when the volatility on the market, there is no volatility on the market. And this is the second point. The third point, we need to know to get the entrance point. So we have to be like confident. So from this level, we're happy to buy or we're happy to sell. And we need the indicators. Unfortunately, there is a problem that nowadays the market is well manipulated. There are lots of neural networking robots, and there's the banks developed. There are lots of huge computers we're trying to analyze, especially analyzing stop losses. So we don't have information about the people's stop losses. The banks and brokers, they do. So you have to be smarter than the brokers and the bank to beat the bank and the brokers and to make money. And it's not really easy, but possible. And so that's we need to start the position, and it's very not easy. And when we're in position and we have some profit, we need to know when we close position, because if we have a profit and we wanna to lock it, for example, $50, we can miss $200 and $300. So eventually, without the strategy, you'll miss a lots of opportunities and will buy a little piece. So we need to know again. We need a strategy, because intuitively, if you today say I want to close it and tomorrow I don't want to close it, eventually you will lose all your slowly will use all your deposit, trading deposit. So that is we need exact the combination of indicators, so to make a decision to close position with a profit or loss. And especially with loss, it's very important, because if you can't really accept the losses, you will lose all your money. And the fifth very important point is when we add the position. So when a position profitable and is on the market retracement, it's the best idea just to add additional lot to your position, so we will get the better profit. And we need to know that it's the price going in the same direction as it was before when we already got a profit. So this is a quick view, and you should think about it before you even started to trade, even it's started to build the robot. There is another topic, a very important and interesting. Why do we need a robot? So we can trade by ourselves manually, but it's not trading, it's actually investing. You can invest, and like people invested last almost 12 years successfully from 2008, and they got really good profit. But suddenly 2020 year happened, and was a huge move down, and lots of people just lost money when it's jumped in the market before. It's not really a long time ago. And after 2022 the year happened, when we have in correction, and it will be even longer correction and deeper when the people expecting. So eventually, who is like a jump in the market, it's 12 years of investment will got nothing. So it's also not a good idea just to invest and wait forever. Yeah, if you have a long life, definitely you can get it, but sometimes you have to wait up to like 10 years to get a return good on your investment. So the good idea to be like between investor and a trader, or like a trader, but also need to know how to trade. And without robot, it's very hard. First of all, there is how you can control your existing position. So if you have a robot, you can program the logic and use the logic to control your position. Even you're going like to bed and sleeping, so you'll get profit or the loss, and they are limited. Their profit or loss limited. So if there's no robot, there are no stops. So if you have just to put a stop and forget and to go to the sleeping, and your stop fixed, you can get the same like losses instead of you get a profit, because quite often the price can move up, and after returning back to your entering point, and you just missed the opportunity. So somebody need to control a position. It's a matter how you wanna to program the robot to control your position, but you need a robot. Second, if somebody need it's a good moment. If you're, for example, it's a nighttime sleeping, but the price market moving decided to move, started to move. It's very rapidly. The robot can jump into position, and this is also needed. Not you're sleeping, and as I said before, we're protecting you from not only like your account, but from trading mistakes, because it's a robot designed for some percentage of the losses. If you get more losses, the robot will stop and close your position. And of course, as all together, it's increasing your trading profitability, because you need like additional advisor who can own a decision regardless what's on the news, because sometimes on the news one information and market going absolutely opposite direction. And yeah, so you should rely on the price move, not on the information, because it's impossible to understand the information. Nowadays there's so much the market manipulated, so it's just a waste your time and money. And also, as I said, and you hear the signals, it's all time alarming you about something move, so you can look at the market and to see what's going on and to make your own decision. But if somebody need to just alert you, it's very awesome, very important. And also we need like kind of indicators, and if you use only indicators but without robot, it's also very hard to trade during the indicators, because you need somebody all the times. You need to make a decision and to move your price on the close position, open position. So indicators without robot absolutely useless. because you can rely on indicators, but suddenly something happened on the market and the price is moving so fast, so that all your profit can evaporate very quickly. So again, you can trade by yourself, but you need a helper. And helper, this is a robot. Now it's going to the another topic, very important on this video, how when it can be possible to build the robot. Now let's try to build the robot virtually and to see what's going on. First of all, I'll start as, for example, very good example, SP500 is the index of 500 profitable companies in America. And this is index. Why do you need the index, not individual shares? Because first of all, look here, there is no gaps between days, almost no gaps, some a little bit, but almost no gaps. And this is very important, because if you have a gap, you don't know what's going on in this gap. This gap can be down, can be up, and that is a problem. So this index trading 23 hours a day, so almost every moment it's moving, and we control this movement. So this is very important, because in the shares trading only day trading time, and after a very long period when it was on a dark exchange where most of the financial instruments also trading, so all like banks betting, and it's in the next day price open, it's already huge big gap. Also I prefer the indexes rather than forex, because for the forex it's very hard to predict the price move, and it's also can be moved by the companies. Like a company can just decide to exchange like it's a big contract and for the money, and it move the price, or like government. So it's very hard, more like this is the mostly like based on emotions and economical information. So indexes are more profitable, or like cryptocurrency, or like gold index, for example. So this is SP500, and what we're gonna see is a good example. So it's better to trade the price, not in news. For example, here was a bad news, because inflation is very high, and what's happened, it was dropped, and lots of people close it because expecting like there's just a free fall, and the price manipulated and reversed it. And after bad news, we had a long way up to the good news. So here was a good news. There's inflation a little bit eased, but it's good, and we have here we trade the good news. Of course, this why it's so manipulated. Before the good news, always surprise. You see, the market was on the bottom, and was a bad news. The price always is going up. So this manipulation, because all the banks, they knew a result, and set it up the robots to trade against it. And so you see, there's always, if it's bad news ahead, the market is going up. Like for example, good example here was a bad news ahead, pushed the market up, everybody is standing like buying, and collapse, and it took all the money and continuing down. So it's pretty common. So if it's the good news on the market should be opposite direction. So the market down before good news, and the market up before bad news. This is kind of a manipulation just to extract the money from bank account. And how you can trade with a robot, so nobody knows. So first of all, you need to this is one of the example of a problem can be for the robot developers. So the simple, there is a graph, and we put the moving average. So the moving average could give us kind of a like instrument, let's say like 50, like say 25. 25, so period. It's calculating average price, but it's the draw the average the price of a 24 or 25 bars. So every bar is a price move. And you see here, there's just, if you entered here, first of all, so many times it's entering up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, eventually down. So that is a call, it's a result of a no trend, and it's crossing many times, and eventually it's went down, and here you see we closed here. The losses we received here will be more than profit from this price move. And here the same story. So let's see that 2 times down, and it's repeated and back up. It's okay, but here look, the price was moved so many times up and down, up and down, up and down. And also you need to know, so every candle it's already formed, but when it's forming, the price can move up and down during one candle even many times. So there's always like existing experts here like Magdi, and that's all. There's no profit, so it's just a waste of time and money. And so this is another problem. So how can we decide when to trade and not to trade? It's very simple. The people invented indicator called the Bollinger Band. And look, this is a alert. It came here XOD probably. So this is possible of reversing up fractal. So that's my system analyzing. That's a combination of the bars, and it's very important, the candles. So look, see, yeah, it looks like an up, and the robot recognize it, and many robots also smart recognize it. So it's only relying on the indicators. Be almost waste of time and money. So they should recognize the patterns as well. And back to, so let's see that first of all we need to solve the one problem with volatility. The volatility, so this when is a trend or no trend. For this, there's a solution. It's pretty easy. So solution for the market recognition of trend or no trend is the best way is the Bollinger Band. So they see there's it's the pink and gray and brown. So the brown and pink. So the Bollinger Band, it means there are 2 ribbons and the middle ribbon is and 1 ribbon in the middle. A recognition of the volatility. So this is a lowest and a highest probability of the volatility, the Bollinger Band, and for this period. So this is a pink one, salmon, is a longer period, and brown one is a shorter period. And you can see the both of them is coming into this like it's a bottleneck. It means better not to trade and wait until the volatility starts to increase. So this is a solution of one problem, Bollinger Bands, and I use it in my system as indicator of a volatility. So when you can trade or better when not to trade. And you can see these, even if we jump to the small time frame, 5 minutes. So here there's almost 2 Bollinger Bands we matching each other, means don't trade. So here the similar story. Here is a similar story. So both Bollinger Bands matching each other, don't trade. So this, see, now is going bigger and bigger and bigger. So it's time to trade. And here was very narrow, so there's no trading, because what's gonna be? It's gonna be everything. So this is idea how to solve the problem with volatility. But again, if you solve the problem with volatility, you don't know how to go, because it's, for example, here the price could be out of, nobody knows what's happened in the next hour, and it can be price will break here and go to the sky or return back, and that's the good question. So how you can trade? So there's another question. So how to trade? If it's going up, and there are lots of breaking, this is a candle, for example, breaks, and the stop, all the stop orders, the stop losses, it's triggered, and after price return back. And plus, if you put the trailing stop, we always triggering here and triggering here. How can we recognize where is the end of the trend? So here it's almost like the volatility finished, and the trend, the move of the instrument finished. And for this solution, I invented the two indicators. One indicators analyzing fractals, and the fractals actually is very important to know the fractals, because the fractals, it means, you see, there is a heights, angles, and there is a one indicator, it's called the zigzag. So one indicator, it's called the zigzag. But this is a zigzag. It's the draw that's the connecting. It's always heights and low points, and he connecting high low points. But is if it's or the people know, traders know that it will be bottom here. There's all the money, but it will be indicator initially pointing here, the bottom, after here and here, and moving with a moving price. So after it was a whole zigzag pattern formed, we can make a decision. So this one is the end of this the move and the fractal. But the fractal zigzag indicator is helping you to understand where the price is, and when it's going. So right now, for example, I see there's a 5 minutes time frame. It looks like the fractals open up. It looks like already zigzags pointing down out of Bollinger Band. And the big question, is it the price moved up again to this range, or it's moved down? So you have to bet. You have to bet, and nobody knows. You can say, from here I'm going to trade reverse, or I'm going to trade down. And this is a question, from what bar are we going to trade down, from this bar or from this bar? And a robot can enter your short position here, but the price can reverse and move up, like it was here. See, it was move up, down, move up, down. Most of the time, if it's the pattern that happened like this, the price eventually moving down, because it's 2 times the up. The 2 attempts all failed. But sometimes even the price and people can test many times up and eventually move up. So this is another for the robot developers idea about the zigzag pattern and zigzag. So now we know the zigzag, we know there's control the volatility, and for moving stop losses and keeping trend, I invented the 2 indicators. One indicator is just analyzing zigzags and moving. If it's the zigzags going down, it's moving down, and as you can see, only when it's substantially moving down and the new height formed, it's moving down as well. So that's analyzing all the fractal structure and moving down until the price going against. So you see there's now it's a price forming its upward, and the indicator crossing and flipping to another one. So that's why when this is one indicator I invented, and that's the indicator solving the problem how we can track the trend, because there are lots of it's corrected fractals. I can really confuse your system. And to understand the power of the trend, I invented another indicator which is solving the problem to trend keeping. So the keeping and the follow of the trend. There's a yellow one. That indicator even smarter. It's also analyzing volatility like a Bollinger Bands. And gap between the two lines could tells about the power of the trend. So you see there is a power, it's fading and eventually it's disappearing, and that indicator also is flipping opposite way. So that's two indicators. They're very important. It's a solution of trend move, because every moment nobody knows when it's the bottom of the trend or the trend continue, and those indicators can explain you. For example, right now the situation when the price moving up, still it's the power of the downtrend, more chances for the power downtrend rather than uptrend. At the same time, you need to know about the time frame. So sometimes the different, so there's different results on a different time frame. Right now, there is a 20 minutes time frame. Before it was 5 minutes time frame. On a 20 minutes time frame, we can see there's a clear like temporary bottom. So we have a 1, 2, 3. Three is the fractals, or the structures that looks like they found the bottom, the market temporarily bottom. So from here, my market could, if it's 3 times, it's jumped. And I look, it's every time the market is breaking his bottom. So there is the low breaking here, and from here the low didn't really break that low. So the lots of the professional robot should recognize that's all combination, all like a human. So human still we can recognize even better. So that is also very important. You need to test your robot and find the best time frame. This is another also task which can be solved. Find the best time frame, the most profitable for your system. Even your system already done, you need to know what is the best for your system to trade, because for any instrument there is a different volatility, and a different volatility, it means robot will react differently with robot we are going to build. So as you can see, this for the simple. So that's I made the robot. It's not really like wow super, but with very good results for almost all indicators. Again, this robot based on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and the six zigzags. So it's about 6 indicators, and 2 indicators there's a customized, and only that combination could give you some kind of a profit and return. And as for the robot, if you're an investor, so definitely 5 minutes time frame, it's not your time frame. At least for example half an hour. So look, you're an investor and you have a robot. You can switch to the 30 minutes time frame, and here for example let the robot trade, and the robot will trade from here up to here. and lock up all your profit. Again, if you're trying to trade with different indicators, you could get its less result, and then with customized invented indicators. But again, so this is for the investors. So if you're investor, you can switch to the longer time frame and use the robot, which can track and to move your stop loss up to that point. So another task or problem you have to solve for your successful trading system. There are different logics and different behavior of the traders when they buying and when they selling. And the good example here, you see there was steep up the buying because the people so greedy, so they got it. And when they selling, they all the times you see very deep correction, retracement and retracement. So this typical behavior for the selling and for the buying, and the system must recognize, the robot must recognize the difference between the buying and selling. So this is there's another level of the complexity of the robot. And this is only like small numbers of the task which your robot should solve. So they solve its volatility, non-volatility trend, solve all its low in heights, or like fractal structure solution also must be included. Also must be included the entrance point, the close point, and also in the robot, if you click for example here, the robot now it's moving sell stop. So it's not really entering position, it's also analyzing. So we're in a fractal, so this is gold by the way. And robot let the trade and give its move the stop order. So because when the market will change in direction, it's always will trying to test uptrend before going downtrend. So that is a kind of a trap for the price. So the price will come here, will trapped. If its price will not come to the trap and not trapped here and move down, so the robot will start to trade here with the trend out of the Bollinger Band, because right now you see the Bollinger Band's expanding. So that is also, if you're a trader, you should trade in the same way and not only rely on the robot, because most of the people thinking, oh, I'll buy the robot, install and forget about everything. No, it doesn't get that. It doesn't work this. It could work for the longer time frame, but again, it's not as profitable if you combine like 5 minutes or 30 minutes. So if you have a trend and trend going, you have to jump to the low time frame just to get it more efficiently, with the trade. And if it is no trend, like here, it is better to jump to the high time frame. And you see, if you jump even this time frame, we just finishing. So it's on on 1 hour. So this gap getting smaller and smaller, and means the power of the downtrend almost finished. If it's finished, we have to here uptrend, like kind of a correction. And you look, a similar situation was here and up. So it could be a repeating pattern here, up again. And after, because right now there is the first portion of the bears entered the market, and the market always is kind of a fight between the bears and small traders. So for example here, there are lots of traders and lots of systems were going to continuation of impulse, and this impulse was broken here and that is a Y big candle. It's all the stops here we triggered, and the people also lost half of the profit here. And now it's because the stops triggered, lots of robots will switch to the short, and 2 days of shorting. The third day is almost price finished, and now maybe it's today it will be correction up, because all the bears already in position, so it will be bulls comes up. So that is a kind of a, just one of a snapshot, the preview of what you can expect when you are going to build your robot or you invest with your robot. And if you need help for some kind of amount of money, I could help you to develop your trading strategy or fix existing strategy with a better return. So as for my robots, have a look. For example, let's check the robot, for example, the 30 minutes SP500 from November, how it can trade. So this is a 30 minutes time frame SP500. See the robot, they put the limit order, open the sell order. It's now in the sell position, put a stop, waiting so the price will going down, move the stop lower. That stop was unsuccessful. Open, catch the trend up in the profit. So when it's a price reversed, because the robot always in the market, they managed to jump in the market and recognize the different move. And now it's in a long position, but not closed yet. So it's waiting. When it's two indicators joined, it's closed with a profit. You see this, the profit now waiting what's going on in the market. So this is 30 minutes SP500. You see that's every minute bar ticked. So the price moving up and down, not like a full bar. It's every bar 30 times price moved. 30 minutes bar and 30 minutes the price changed. And now it's open short, and it was unsuccessful short. Open short again, was second time unsuccessful. Now it's waiting time to enter position, up or down. Enter at limit order. We put the limit order, just waiting to the price will move up and to trigger it. Because here they still could be like a non-trending market. That's snapped this sell and the limit order executed and the price moving down. And as you can see, we are on a trend, and trend our friend, and it's not really easy to recognize when the trend finished, and the robot they're analyzing the price move and waiting. So you see this was snapped and almost 2 days of trading and in the profit, and this is it. This almost the price move up and down, and if you're without robot you will get a loss, but with robot you got a profit. So pretty accurately trading, all position down as a professional trader. Hope you enjoyed my video. All the best. Bye.